Alright guys, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters San Jose qualifiers. We already saw Drunken Boy in the previous series dispatch of his opponent pretty easily, and now we get to follow him on through into the round of 16, going up against Elhaim.
Elhaim.
Yes, Elhaim. So
Is that how we've agreed to say it now?
I think so. I actually asked him in the chat to pronounce how to pronounce his name, and Elhaim.
Did he just type his name?
Elhaim is probably what he was typing, so... Okay. All right, so let's get into things. Round of 16 here at the qualifier, as we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner is our red Terran. Representing Complexity, it is Drunken Boy, our winner of a previous series. And another Terran down to the bottom left-hand corner, representing Flipside Gaming, it is Elhaim. So some TVT action. We somehow, some way, actually find our way to TVT once again.
I like TVT. I can't complain about this. I think it's very positional, very skillful, very strategic, and can actually play into some really nice matches. It's got a nice flow to it. I like it. But yeah, gas first openings, are you reckoning?
Probably. And in the end here, with Elhaim going for the supply depot right next to him, at least this SCV can get back to working really fast. So technically, I like this style of Terran supply depot placement. But obviously Drunken Boy positioning this at the front just to make sure that he can build a wall off and then make sure that the no Hellions really want to get in. That's also nice as well. So he's going to go for the gas first, whilst Mr. Elhaim is not.
He's going to be going for that Rax into the gas, so a slight little mix-up in terms of the style they're going to be playing. Both very viable openings, to be fair, though, so nothing crazy, nothing insane as of yet. Just a quick little check around from Elhaim, just to make sure that nothing sneaky is happening. Always got to be aware of sneaky stuff.
And off the back of this, Mr. Drunken Boy, with his barracks on the way, has the opportunity to use this gas first to the best of his ability. So it's going to be Elhaim, in essence, that is on the defensive. He could do something very similar to what we saw Demo doing in the first qualifier, which is eventually positioning his factory and other buildings over here to make sure that there is a wall later on. But as I say, Drunken Boy, with the start of that, does have the more secure opener, but with the potential to threaten later on after he's traversed the idea of a Reaper being annoying.
Yeah, this is all perfectly fine, to be honest, and it's been scouted on both sides, so both of these are in very much full knowledge of what the other is doing, and they'll prepare appropriately. I would like to see, actually, Elhaim going for a similar thing to what we did see Demo do with that double wall off with the factories and his barracks. I thought that was really sweet. So, yep, just waiting at the moment. There is the reactor coming on down, so we should be getting some Hellions. We should be getting some Marines. Maybe a factory startup and going into Hellions. Meanwhile, faster third, natural CC rather, coming down from Elhaim.
Greedy. And the second gas being thrown down here for Drunken Boy as well means that he's going to be looking for a lot of SCV kills, basically. I mean, that's how this build plays out. You actually have to get those kills against somebody who's going to be going greedy, and he does see that command center as well, so even being a bit irritating with the SCV, who he might actually have to pull that off and then, yeah, fight. So, good move there by Elhaim, really. Sometimes you even need another SCV to come down, but the way he orchestrated that was well done.
Reaper getting poked away there. Very nicely done by those three Marines. So just able to take control and keep control of the map at the moment. The Reaper going to try and sneak on by. He wants to get that scout. He's going to get it. Might even kill a Marine as well.
Close, but yeah, does, and sees all the starport. So knows that there is a very high likelihood of that Banshee coming to fruition. And then from here on out, he doesn't have like an engineering bay just yet. He may try and save up the energy across these two for scans and then pit all his hopes on Marines. But for now, there's only 2 out just so far. So
he does have the reactor though, pumping out 2 at a time though, so he should be okay. Not too much to worry about. Of course, that Reaper getting back in actually, being a bit of a hero.
Yeah, saw this. He saw that the cloak was on the way, and he saw the addition of the fact that the second gas had mined quite a lot. So it's important to know that both of those things are there, because if he saw a starport before, he may not have assumed that. He may have thought, hey, it's just a normal Banshee without any cloak, but because he gets those reads, it's nice. And then that's engineering bay, plus the missile turrets is going to aid him nicely in this defense.
Chucking down a missile turret forward as well, wants to really pick off that Banshee if at all possible, zone it out as much as possible. But yeah, Raven coming out behind this, so not overly committing to the Banshee play, knowing that it has been scouted out.
And at least he sees it coming across, so he knows exactly the timings of what's going on, rallying his Marines to the middle. Overall, what's he adding here? A tech lab onto the factory already. Ooh, so this is cool, because there's going to be tanks out pretty fast, and there is the potential that if this Banshee does a bit, there's a follow-up push, which could be very, very nice. He's even adding on the Raven, so auto turrets are going to be in the mix as well to make this push extra strong. And all Elheim's going to have to really defend against this is the idea of a few Marines and maybe the tech lab on to have a few siege tanks. He really needs siege tanks, though, against this. Really does.
It's going to be tough because he's not going to really, even if he switched over, even if he added on the tech lab straight away, it's going to just seem like it takes an eternity. This Banshee is being really safe as well, and that's really integral for Drunken Boy because ideally he's going to want to keep that alive as long as possible, just to keep poking and prodding away. Gets the odd bit of damage here, there, and everywhere. And in reality, picking off a couple of workers, a Marine or two, is just weakening up Elheim, just every little step at a time.
Yeah, his worker count isn't even really that far ahead in terms of what's going on. And the first siege tank's already moving out here for him. And if he's going to try and seize this spot on the right-hand side and try and shell away at the natural, that could be very irritating. Oh, so clever. Well, I mean, he may anticipate the idea of a siege tank already being out anyway, but he pulled it away from the front Marine to make it seem like it was just Marines, I think, at the front there. He's moving out. Where is he going with all of this?
He doesn't want him getting in that nice position, but it's a risky move.
Yeah. But if he works off some of these Marines already...
Run, Banshee! Fly! Fly like the wind! There we go. Nicely done.
Damn! Oh, that was really not good for Elheim. He got really unlucky there. Like, one more Marine shot would have finished that. But now he's having to give up this spot because he doesn't have another Scandra and all of that. He's only just come off a cooldown now. And the siege tank... Sad times. Oh, and auto turrets as well. Maybe he placed a little bit too far forwards there because the Marines should be able to kill that off eventually. But anyway, if he'd have placed it a little further back, then he could have actually had the siege tank get a few shots more off on the Marines, maybe.
It's actually doing a fair bit of damage. Of course, the Banshee coming in as well, working away at a supply depot. That may not seem like the end of the world picking that off, but it's irritating. And there's no additional supply depots coming on through at the moment for Elheim. So, oops, that's very, very annoying.
Ignore that little camera spasm there, but 16 workers killed, which is really good. 40 workers to 31 behind all of this. And considering that he had the later command center to Drunken Boy, really, really well done. And is going to get away from these Marines as well. So... forcing out scans, well defended at home, good economical setup.
Look at the resources lost as well. That really tells a big picture.
Yeah, yeah. Good play by Drunken Boy. Again, it's kind of what we expect from Drunken Boy coming into these qualifiers because he is so well known in the American scene and because he is just better known than people like Elheim. But of course, Elheim trying to hold his own, pushing out. It's a little bit supply blocked. It's going to come back to bite him because in the end, his army supply is going to be significantly lower than Drunken Boy's, even though he's trying to get on the aggressive. And the Banshees, if he focuses... Ah, okay. Well, good scan in the end.
But again, this is 3 scans that's been used so far in order to pick off these Banshees. That's 3 mules that never have been.
Look at Drunken Boy's vision, though.
He did this yesterday.
Yeah,
just
it's so nice.
Spreading out the Marines everywhere you could possibly hope for. And it's really nice because there just isn't a way to catch him off guard. Now, he has a complete band of vision across the middle of this map. You can't get through it without running into something. There's a tiny little gap here. But yeah, you're not going to get to that.
It's really, really cool. Really cool to see. I love players that use... information to the best of their ability, and you know, this is all forced, completely forced. You know, Drunken Boy now, yeah, of course he got cleaned up in the middle, but he now knows with those Marines on the right hand side that this Banshee is free to move as well as the fact that, you know, if there is going to be a push coming anytime soon, it's going to be through the middle, but all of his defenses are kind of positioned there anyway. That being said, though, because the Watchtower was given up, but he has a few missile turrets here.
I think he's going to try and go actually to the left of that, which would be a very nice position for him, but he's got to be careful. If he just blindly flies into these missile turrets, things could go very badly wrong.
That was actually a lot of losses.
Yep.
He lost 6 Marines in that medevac, and both medevacs. Now, the 2 siege tanks should be able to do a little bit, but really, was that worth it? I don't think so.
Again, look at the resources lost. It says everything. Behind this, we've got a refinery getting slowly worked away at as well. Another scan is going to have to be forced if he wants to take out that Banshee. But the Banshee's just having a fantastic time.
Yeah, got himself a few worker kills. 20 now have gone down, and the push that could come from Drunken Boy if he really wanted to go for it. He's got 5 siege tanks to 2 and a marine advantage, and I'm pretty sure he has an upgraded advantage.
He does.
Yeah, so this is all getting a bit sticky here for Elhaem.
Yeah, it's the army supply which is scary enough. The siege tank count 5 to 3 is terrifying, and it's just moving forward. It should get in a very strong position. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to break Elhaem, just because of the positioning and obviously the siege position, but we'll wait and see. Scan coming down again from Elhaem, and doesn't really see much.
Yeah, he hasn't seen the entirety of this army moving over the right-hand side. Drunken Boy has had control of the map. Sensor Tower is going to go down, but it's going to be way too late. He now sees this army, but the siege tanks are all positioned fantastically to start this off with Drunken Boy.
Siege tank selling away. You're going to be getting a couple more worker kills. Even a Seeker missile coming down on one of those tanks. That's very, very nice.
Uh-oh. That forces... Oh, great use of it, actually. It allowed those Marines to get in there whilst one of the siege tanks was unsieged and poke away a little bit. So really, really well done. He's getting even more worker kills. There's Marines on the left-hand side that could technically have drop play come along into the main base as well. So Elhaem, for now, is really scrambling against this.
What do you do against this? Because the tank count really says it all. 7 to 3. The worker count is hugely in Drunken Boy's favor. Drunken Boy taking his third as well. We do have the watchtower getting cleaned out and allowing the third base to be taken now for Elhaem, but this position is so fortified.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. These Marines going to have to do a lot over here, but look at the army they're going to have to go up against. It's really not going to work.
They're not going to get through. They really just need to not overcommit.
Even that second siege tank shot was just too far for them. So get chased off, and now there's so much economy being shut down over here. This little kind of sneaky base is really his only opportunity.
Oh, he's going to see it though. He's got the watchtower.
Yeah.
Well, once he takes the watchtower, boom, says hi, sneaky base.
And unfortunately for him, he gets that pushed away, but he could seize the opportunity and try and push in with some of these Marines into the natural, but he's not gonna.
I think, why bother? Why take the risk? He could have got caught out of position if he did come around the side there. Or he can just sit where he is and say, well, you're not mining from half of your natural, and I know I've got a staggeringly good economy. Oh, he's going for it now, though.
On the right-hand side, crossing the T against all of these siege tanks and bringing those down whilst all the Marines at the front were completely out of position to defend them. Means a great engagement here for Drunken Boy as he just retreats back to the safety of his siege tanks himself.
I like this safe play he's going for. He knows he doesn't need to risk anything. He's got a great macro advantage, a great economic advantage, a great positioning advantage, and an upgrade advantage. And he's aware of all of that. So why do things that are too risky? Just take the opportunities when they present themselves to get further ahead. Otherwise, just take the safe fights.
There you go. GG. Drunken Boy takes game at number 1. Pretty cut and dry in the end. Unfortunately, Mr. Elhaem didn't really have too many openers on his side of things for any kind of offensive, and Drunken Boy just kind of exploited him over and over.
I think it went really, really well for Drunken Boy. He was very surgical in his positioning, very safe in any moves that he did go for, which just meant that he never took a bad trade, really, which is always going to be strong. Game number 2 should be coming up shortly, and I'd say Elhaem has a lot of work to do. Yeah,
definitely. Drunken Boy looked good in that first game. His aggressive style, his aggressive positioning. Gas First is, for me, the king of builds in TVT right now, and Drunken Boy showed why. He even after it had been spotted relatively early by the Reaper, and so this Cloak was there as well, he still got damage done. Even though there was missile turrets placed nicely, etc. So I think overall, the idea of, on Elhaem's side of things, the idea of going gas first, and then if you spot your opponent also going gas first, just maybe opening a little bit safer yourself, going for like a Raven opener, is something, Raven with the Viking is something that would be nice against Drunken Boy if he's just going to do the same thing.
Yeah, well, we are going into this second map, Catalina, of course, coming up here. These two battling out for one of the 2 qualification spots today into stage number 2, where there's 3 qualification spots to Intel Extreme Masters San Jose. And we're getting into this. It is going to be a lot of fun. I like the octopus in the middle. Makes me very happy.
Yeah, I also like octopus.
I'd like there to be a flying shark there as well. If there was a flying shark above the octopus, I'd be so happy.
The octopus is enough. Why isn't the octopus enough, man? The octopus is pretty
it's not
cool.
flying. If it was a flying octopus, maybe.
My guild recently have just changed their tabard to an octopus.
Have they?
I don't know why, but there you go. Anyway, let's get into it. Game number 2. Catalina is our map, as we have spawning up to the top right-hand corner. It's our Red Terran representing Complexity Gaming. It's Drunken Boy. And on the left-hand side, it's our Purple Terran, even, I should say. It is Elhaim representing Flipside Gaming.
So 1-0 up at the moment for Drunken Boy. If he takes this, he advances on into the round of 8, I want to say.
Yeah, I think
round
so.
Of 8. Let me double check.
Round of 16, right?
Yep. Yeah, it is round of 8. Cool. So yeah, that means that he'd be just 2 series away. No, 1 series away from qualifying. So waiting at the moment to see what these two are going to be opening with. Drunken Boy, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see the Refinery first, and there we go. And it's going to be same opening from Elhaim again.
All right, well, we're going to see what kind of little deviations he's going to take maybe to try and keep himself well and truly defended, because last game he was exploited. There was weakness there. There was the opportunity for him to kind of jump in and really do some damage. So we'll see what Elhaim's going to do here.
He's just pumping out normal stuff. It'll be interesting to see when he goes out to scout, actually. Both players moving on forward. Ooh, second barracks, Kalaris.
Where was it?
Down to the right.
Oh, cheeky. Well, let's see what he wants to do with this, because that is not something I was really expecting. Not
Many
at all.
Reapers.
If he does that, I'll be excited, but it's hard to make work.
This is probably the best map in the map pool to do this, though, because there is quite a large cliff area going into the main. It's also the best spawn position to do it as well, although he doesn't know that yet.
Drunken Boy has requested in earlier tournaments to only be called Tiger from now on, at Cold Tiger. Well, okay then. Welcome, Tiger. Welcome, Tiger, to the cast. And thank you very much, Mr. SC Swede, for notifying us of this. I do appreciate that as well.
We were going by what was in the bracket.
Yeah, yeah. So he is Tiger. Sick. All right, it is Double Reaper, and he's going to spot 1 barracks.
I don't think you'll see the second one. You just won't go and look for it. It's so...
It's rare. It's very, very rare. Look at that. Even our production is on top of things. Sup, Cold Tiger. All right. I actually kind of like this tag, to be honest with you. It's kind of cool. Okay. So, Tiger is going to have to face off against a lot of Reapers here. For me, in my mind...
the SCV was brought as well. That's really smart.
Okay, so he actually pulls off some SCVs as well. He's like, wait a minute, what's going on? I don't even think the tech lab here on the factory is the best idea against all of this, because...
No, he realizes.
There we go, yeah. He does realize. He needs Hellions out really fast. Absolutely. This is what I was going to say. So it looks right now as if I'm only saying it because he's doing it, but I was going to say it before. Trust me, I'm a caster, and all is good. So, yeah. Hellions out here to help this is very, very important, because right now he is going to get exploited because of this.
The Hellions are still going to have a bit of a tough time. Does come out in a nice position, though. Picks off 1 Reaper, should get the second, and maybe even the third. That was beautiful for Tiger. Yeah. Able to get 2 of those Reapers. It just shuts it down straight away.
Yeah, Elhaim, unfortunately, really got the blunt end of that, and is now just having to transition on with the Reaper finished and surviving, but... All in all, at least the Reapers provided him with ample information to know what the follow-up is going to be. But I'm trying to look on the bright side of things, because that many Reapers early on, that's a lot of gas taken away from your normal force. And really, did that pay for itself? I mean, the resources lost is pretty even.
The thing with the Reaper-style play, if you are going for a lot of it, is you have to keep them alive. It's essential. You need to make sure that you can poke in, kill a couple of units, run away, combat drugs, heal you back up, go in again, poke a couple of units, and just keep doing that and get a really, really cost-efficient trade. Unfortunately for Elhaim, that didn't work out. He didn't actually manage to pick off much. He's lost only slightly less than Tiger has, but he's taken a big hit to the rest of his build, as you said. And now the Hellions are going to come on a little adventure. The Banshee are coming on out, and of course, the Marine count is lower than it would otherwise be for Elhaim because of these Reapers. It's just overall a bit of a headache right now.
Yeah, I mean, at least he had the double barracks production to actually have some Marines out by the time it comes along, but it's going to be a little bit difficult. It is going to be a little bit difficult. The Banshee overall should be able to find some angles, I would say, considering how Tiger was able to use those in the first game. And with the Hellions also threatening at the front, he's got a really strong army here. He's actually bringing SCVs with this. He might try and contain, looking at this. He actually might build some bunkers himself and use his siege tank advantage, because he knows how far his opponent will be behind on gas. Getting that many Reapers at the beginning means that everything is delayed, because you're pumping in so much gas into that. So the factory's only just finished.
That's really nice as well. He's going to be able to get the reactor. There's nothing that can be done about this, because if the Marines come over, the Banshee will just back away. So 1 free add-on, nice and early on. And yeah, it's happy times. Ooh, Scan Force does get the Banshee. Good job.
Okay, well, is it going to be bunkers, or is he just going to sit here and let them buffer? If he does go for bunkers, there we go. So this is really annoying in TvT to break out of. He needs a siege tank right now, but he's actually making a reactor on this factory. Without a siege tank, what do you do? Like, there's not a whole lot. You try and fight. There's a few options. You try and fight for air dominance yourself, but his starport was late anyway. Yep. Or you try and get a siege tank of your own, but again, there's no tech lab on this factory. He's just going to be trying to fight for the air dominance. But no, wait, he's going for medivacs. I mean, okay.
Of course, SCV's getting picked off behind this. The bunker is now up as well. The second siege tank for Tiger coming on through. He is down in workers. That's the only thing that isn't going in his favor, but he's just going to push up, and he should be able to force away this natural base. A bunker coming on through, up on this high ground as well.
All right, Tech Lab's finished upon this Barrett factory now. Really needs that siege tank out. He needs to slow this push down. He needs to be able to stop Tiger's progression through the natural. Oh, God, this natural's going to die. Oh, God, please don't die. Please don't die. Repair, repair, repair. Do something. Save this. Okay, so he should be able to repair. The Marines, though, they weren't doing anything. They weren't even shooting. They were like on follow command on some of these SCVs. There's a drop at the back, but it's not going to work out. GG, Tiger, with the contained style, is able to move on to the round of 8 and be one step closer to a spot in Stage 2.
Yep, just the round of 8, and then, of course, the round of 4 win will get him into stage number 2, where there are those 3 spots for Intel Extreme Masters San Jose with your travel and hotel paid. Of course, though, that means the end of this series, and we'll be going into a quick break. But make sure you stay tuned, because we're probably going to be going into a round of 8 game next, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think so. So we'll check the brackets out during the break, and we'll bring you more StarCraft action here from the Intel Extreme Masters San Jose.